What's up, guys? Yeah, a little bit different. I know you guys are like probably already concerned right now. It's like, oh my god, this is gonna turn into a vlog channel. Oh god. In a way it isn't. I've finally been able to get some of my ideas out as far as videos and such. So now I'm actually able to work on new stuff. And this is kind of one thing that I've wanted to do, because when you're actually able to talk to a camera and not have to find video footage of things to fill in the backspace, it gets a little tedious. Versus right now, as long as I'm animated, with like most of my face covered up, as long as I'm animated, it's a lot easier to then edit, because then I can put little pinpoints of stuff that I actually want to diverge. If it comes to video game stuff, if it came to movie stuff. Again, like I said, this channel is changing to the point that I'm just gonna do whatever I want. So, but on the start, and then I know people are saying it's like, well, animated, that you have most of your face covered. Yeah, it's not that I'm self-conscious of my face, though I will be honest, ever since like masks have been more of a thing, I swear I've had to wash my face more as a like young adult than I ever did as a teenager. I've never had so many pimples, acne, it's ridiculous. So, but the reason why, and I figure it's a great time to do it, is saying, hey, you know, have hat, sunglasses, and masks is, because of the virus and all that. But the reason I'm doing it is when, like, I've done videos in the past, and it's always been kind of difficult, because it's one of those things of like, oh, hey, I can't show my face, because I talk a lot of crap sometimes about some companies that will remain nameless, and then as soon as they could put a face to a voice or whatever, and then they find out, you're pretty much just dead. I mean, not dead, obviously. I mean, you're fired pretty much, but it's one of those things that you just got to be careful how you talk to your employers or about your employers and all that. So it's one of those things that kind of explains this, like, hey, face reveal, but it's not really a face reveal, so take it as you will. So if you guys ever want to see a face reveal, kind of, and I'm just already whoring myself out now, this is essentially just a way to plug my Patreon. If I could ever actually get supported for this, that's via Patreon, and of course a like, a comment, a sub, whatever, you know. Whenever I could actually support this career on itself, this internet career, it's gonna be kind of weird actually talking and noticing that there's a camera in front of me. And I know you guys are like, what are you doing? You're driving. It's like, yeah, but I have a setup here. We're good. We're fine. But yeah, if you ever want to see a face reveal, patreon.com/ I think it's Generation 71. There'll be a ton of links in the description down below. So, but yeah, so leading into that, this is actually one of my ideas that actually came out recently, and I'm glad that I was able to get a lot of my old ideas out and able to do this today. So, obviously, New Year's happens every year, but I've seen it exasperated this year a little bit, of saying, hey, what am I trying to say? Oh yeah, New Year's, new me, right? So we've had a lot more New Year's resolutions. I've seen it every year, and I am of the mindset of, like, literally nothing changes from the 31st to the 1st. You are who you are. Yes, if you want to try to change something about you, your life, or whatever, do it, but don't do it because it's a new year. Just do it because you want to, because if you only ever do it once a year, there's a good chance you're gonna fail. So, but hey, as you can see, it's trash day, so I'll be right back. So, cool. Trash has been excommunicated. So, but yeah, so seeing a lot more New Year's resolutions, and there was one that I actually kind of got frustrated with, in the sense of the way they went about it. So, and it is something of the topic of today's video, and what we're going to be doing is, I am very, very much for, it's called the 100-day challenge, for people that might have a tough time saving, investing, things of that nature. Now, what the 100-day challenge is supposed to be is, you can do it once a day, or once a day every day for 100 days, or once a week every week for 100 weeks. The 100 weeks one, I mean, I could still promote it, but technically it's going to last longer than a year, because if I did the math right, I think it's only like 53 weeks in a year, something like that. So, but yeah, so the 100-day envelope challenge is that one day, so day number 1, January 1st, so we're gonna play a little catch up technically, is you take an envelope, you write number 1 on there, you put $1 in there. Day number 2, you write number 2 on there, you put $2 in there, so on and so forth. But the reason why I had a problem with this one girl is that she wasn't doing it to like promote, I guess, like, hey, this is fun. She was clearly just flexing. And what I mean by that is like, yeah, I'm actually gonna do double just for fun. And so I'm gonna put, instead of $1 on day 1, $2 on day 1, and then so on and so forth. So the 100-day challenge, if I did the math right, it's supposed to be like, after the 100 days, you're supposed to have like $5,000 saved up. And then with doubling it, she was like, yeah, I'll have $10,000 saved up, no big deal. But to kind of explain the math, if you just took into account the last 7 days of the 100-day challenge by doing it double, that's over $1,000 you're putting in that week. I don't make $1,000 per paycheck, dude. Even in a pandemic, or even before a pandemic, I did not make $1,000 per paycheck. It just doesn't happen. So I felt like she was just doing it as a flex, more of as like, hey, this is a fun challenge, you know? So that's why I do want to do a 100-day challenge on this channel. But I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. Give me a second. I'm about to park and parallel parking. It's not my strong suit. Cool. So how we're going to do it is we are essentially going to be doing a 100-day challenge, but proactively. That's going to be the name of the video. 100-day challenge, but proactively. Per paycheck, we're actually going to be investing $100 every single paycheck. As you can see, band of 100. Woohoo! And I'll kind of explain my process while I start setting up the envelopes as well as the cash. So be right back. Alrighty, so the 100-day challenge is pretty simple. Obviously, you need 100 envelopes. Anything really works. I just got some plain white ones because my personal creativity is going to be with these Sharpies, and it's going to kind of help me keep track of what the message that I'm trying to get across here. And obviously, you need $100. I mean, at least the way we're doing it right now, we're going to need $100, and I'll explain kind of my method going towards this. You can still do it day by day. I'm just going to be doing it via paycheck, and again, like I said, I'll explain a little bit later. Got some different colors there for variations to kind of let you know to alternate, be like, hey, yeah, today is this day, today's that day. That's why some people also do different colored envelopes, kind of remind them, it's like, hey, it's different every single day. Now, the challenge consists of every day you increase the amount of money you put in the envelope. So January 1st, you would essentially put $1. January 2nd, you would put $2, so on and so forth. But like I said, and I'll even put them up on the screen here, it was a little ridiculous just seeing people, again, trying to promote kind of the flexing part of it. Because the last 7 days alone, you would end up putting, again, like $1,544. That's ridiculous. It's a little bit more, I guess, how to say, achievable if you just do day by day, because the last 7 days of the challenge on a regular challenge, not doubling it up, $7.72, still kind of a hefty price from the last 70 days, but that's why I'm going to be doing it this way. So how I'm personally going to be doing it is every paycheck I'm going to set aside $100. Just withdraw from the bank, and then we are just going to put as much as we can. With this particular video, because this is all pre-recorded obviously, is we ended up getting to January 14th, and I only ended up getting $9 in there. So, but I'm good for another 2 days, because I'm recording this on the 12th, so I'm good for another 2 days technically, but my pay period just happened again this past Friday, so it was the 8th. So my next paycheck won't be showing up until the 22nd, but then again the 22nd I'll set up or withdraw another $100 and then try to play catch up. The reason why I'm doing it this way, and why I would encourage you guys to do it, you could still do it the regular way if you want, but I do encourage doing it this way because this actually, in a way, it's psychological. My phone's going off. Psychological. Set you up of how much money is actually worth. I know that's kind of a weird way of kind of interpreting it, but let me explain. So I actually used to work for a bank kind of in the upper divisions, and everything that we have now, when it comes to debit cards, credit cards, touch or tap to pay with phones, cards, even as well as like smartwatches, it's all per design for the most part. Because if you don't like really feel or see how much money you're spending, there is a chance that you do overspend. You're not realizing, oh, I only have so much finite money, and then by the time you're checking your checking account, it's like, oh, great, I'm negative $30. I've overdrawn. But it's by design, and so I figured, especially right now, and then I also do pay respects to people that can't necessarily do this challenge because again, COVID. I know just saying that's going to demonetize this video, whatever. But yeah, the pandemic has definitely not helped. So if you can do this challenge, cool. If you can't, I understand. It's hard times for everybody. But this is a way to kind of help just kind of reset your mind of how to save. Because when you start actually looking at what you physically have, you start thinking about, it's like, oh, like maybe I don't need to buy this, I don't need to spend this, whereas companies just want you to buy. That's why, especially at any retailer, they have the impulse counters. Like, they don't put the candy right next to the registers for giggles, you know what I mean? I'm trying not to swear as much. They do it because it's an impulse buy. So sometimes you have to remember, it's like, yeah, you don't necessarily need it. Like, did I need these Sharpies? No, I bought them, but I'm doing it because of this challenge. So at the end of the day, I do encourage you to try again if you can, for as long as you can, because one of those things, if you make it the 100 days, cool. I did the math, the 100 days I should be April 11th, and so if you do that, then if you make it through, then bam, you technically have $5,000, which is really cool. And that's something where then at that point you could treat yourself to a nice like reward, like, hey, I managed to save, I was being frugal, because this will also start stimulating your mind to think about other things. You can do it this way, but the other reason why I was saying $100 per paycheck is, again, actually looking at your paycheck and saying, hey, okay, this is how much I'm getting this month, these are my bills, let me set $100 to my savings, let me set $50 to my savings, something like that. So this is kind of a way just to, again, reprogram your mind, saying, I want to save, I need to save, this is how I'm going to start it. But if you just want to go ahead first, you can even do it right now where, again, next paycheck, put 100 into savings. Next paycheck, 100 into savings. So I think it's going to be really cool. Me personally, I'm actually interested in the math as far as, so like I said, I am on day 14, only $9 in, still need $5 more. Will I be able to keep up and ahead doing this on a, again, daily but bi-weekly challenge, or is there going to be a point like maybe sometime in February or March where I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I can no longer do 100 to keep up, because right now I'm ahead, but the rule is if I can't keep up, I need to start withdrawing more if I want to keep up. So that's kind of the additional rule here, so we'll see how it goes. So but yeah, I encourage you guys to definitely check this out. Still saying a lot. I really need to work on that. Yeah, this year, finally, it was kind of a joke to myself. It's weird because, again, I saw somebody who was uploading every day for the rest of their life. They're like at 90 days. I was like, that's cool. Me, I was doing it again to get all these ideas out of my head, and now that I do, now I don't have that writer's block. So don't expect, again, a video every day, and don't expect like these live vlog things or whatever. But definitely expect a lot more content from me, because like I said, I'm going to end up doing whatever I want, and I think I have a plan of how to actually incorporate that into almost like a story. Yeah, again, another one of my ideas. So, but we'll see how this goes. So yeah, guys, leave a comment down below, see if you're going to be joining me on this challenge, see if we can achieve greatness together. Leave a like if you like this video and all that, and then just make sure to start checking out some of my other stuff, because like I said, now that I finally got the wheels turning, there's going to be a lot going on. First that comes to mind is that I am going to be streaming. I mean, I have been streaming already, but now I'm going to make it more serious, because I finally found my gimmick. And especially if you saw some of the stuff I've been trying out on my channel, you probably know what the gimmick is. Essentially going to be streaming any game, and then to kind of promote, especially people who because right now the Pokemon card thing has become an epidemic apparently. So if I end up like dying or missing like a challenge, we'll be doing like challenge runs and all that, and then I end up failing or like I said dying in a game like Mario, I'm essentially going to be opening up a booster pack, and or also if we like meet a donation go as well, and then anything rare, we'll get to that for the people that get included, but they'll essentially sign up for kind of like a lottery, and I'll just be giving away holos just by either again following, donating, subbing, whatever. I don't have a sub button, but if we get to that point, that'll be a part of it too. So that's what we're going to do on Twitch. Eventually I will have my Twitter also down below. Twitter, I am going to kind of start fresh, because I feel like, again, fresh start, new me, you know, New Year's, new me. Can't believe I'm actually saying that, but that's something where that's going to come into play. On Twitter, I think it's going to be just a lot more just announcements, and maybe actually using Twitter for, as they say, shit posting. So and last but not least, again, just watching the video, I appreciate it so much. If you're sharing the video, I appreciate it so much. If you, because it was kind of a joke, but if you do actually want a face reveal, I got to be able to not get fired. So if you do guys want to see a face reveal, feel free to sub to my Patreon. Again, links in the description below. As far as Patreon, I am still kind of trying to design the actual tiers and what I want to do. So that's kind of all the links down in the description down below, and let's have a decent 2021. Again, people watch videos to kind of get away from the frustrations of real life. I get it. I don't want to necessarily ignore real life, but I also want to be a lot more positive this year. And again, that's why we're doing all this, trying to do stuff. But yeah, so anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been the Generation 71. We'll catch you guys later.